What is going on, guys? It is GreenDayCusack here, and my name is also Sean from the progressive metal band Devoted Fusion. I have the dentist next week. Sorry. Focusing on life matters. But this video also matters too. And we are about to look at a new Djent song today. I hope every one of you guys are having a wonderful week so far. This new Djent song that we're gonna look at comes from the band called SjellØs. Now, I do apologize if I say that name incorrectly, because we're from the United States, so I'm not really familiar with other languages and stuff. I know a handful of friends that know other languages. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. Oh, will you stop? But anyways, I'm here to support you guys one way or another. So, this new lyric video that is being shown today the song is called Tause Sirener, and it's from a Norwegian dark Djent band called SjellØs. And this song here is a brutal and emotional deathcore track by SjellØs, written as a cry of anguish and fury to the innocent children trapped in war-torn Palestine. With guttural growls, haunting female screams, and tectonic breakdowns, this song channels raw rage at the world's indifference and silence in the face of suffering. This is not just music, it's a scream for the voiceless. Now, this is such a dark description here, especially with everything that's been going on around the world, especially for the people in Palestine and whatnot. I'm not super political, so I don't really know everything that goes on in that scenario, but it is a very scary situation. So this is a very interesting song to have. And I would expect this to be very heavy, just from the sake of the description here. So we'll see how everything goes with this song, and we'll see how likely it works. Anyways, though, there is no album artwork to this. They just sent me the video, so we're gonna take a look right now at the new lyric video from SjellØs. This is Tause Sirener. Okay, so this is by far the darkest song I've heard. Very powerful meaning to those lyrics. That's a lot to take in if you really think about it when you look at these lyrics. There's a lot being said right there. As far as sound quality goes, I feel like this was not mastered. The mix is really good. I can hear some really good things. The screaming vocalist from that lead screamer is really good. That fry scream can really stand out right there. But I don't think I'm hearing too much of the drums. I mean, this is just a few seconds in, so it's just from a first-time listener. But overall, I'm not hearing the master. It could be mastered from what I could tell. Aside from that, the editing is really good. I think all the instruments are very tight and they do connect very nicely as far as that goes. Let's take a listen in and hear the rest of this. Yeah, definitely a lot going through my head when you think about the lyrics to this song. Yeah, we'll keep this going. But so far so good on the lyrics side, definitely. Okay, so now that I'm hearing it, the drums actually do sound fine. My mistake for earlier. But I'm still gonna stand on my statement about mastering music. You definitely, if you're gonna release a song, you wanna have that mastered because what happens is you release a song, right? You release this and you send it to people. You send it to, let's say, you want it on a specific Spotify playlist. What's going to happen is all those other songs that are on this playlist, they're really loud. They're at 0 dB. And then your song that's at like minus 12 dB comes in. And then the next song comes back at 0, right? So you want to make sure that you have a decent mix. It really sounds good, but you have to have it mastered after that. So just keep that in mind going forward. There's a few seconds left on this song, so I'll just finish that up and then we'll talk about that later. Oh, this part's pretty heavy. Yeah, alright, not too bad. It was good. You, my friends, just heard Tause Sirener by SjellØs, which is a Norwegian Djent deathcore band. Very dark on the lyrics, and I will say to you guys have a ton of talent. You guys are really good. I think you guys can go a very long way, especially with the start of this. Vocals are very brutal and great. Very, very loud on, the vocal side. Drums were awesome. Guitars and bass could have been raised just a little bit, but they sounded pretty good. But with that being said, the overall song needs to be mastered. And I'll give a comparison to what it means to have your song not mastered and then mastered, right? So not mastered is where you guys are at, where it sits at about minus 15 dB or so, and you already have your mix in play. Some people, I can understand, audio engineers like to be a little bit anal about the volumes and making sure that they don't exceed a certain volume, because then they're afraid that it won't get submitted into Spotify or whatnot. I can understand that to a degree, but in the same sense, you would want to have a loud song in order to match whatever is, in that Spotify playlist that you may end up being in later on. So I gave a comparison right here of the last video, the last Deathcore video that I did by Posthuman X. They had their song mastered. Now the dBs are different because your song is a little lower, and their song is at about like minus 6 dB when putting it into my DAW program. But the only reason why theirs was in that case was because it was from YouTube and I was recording through something else on that YouTube link. So there's reasons why it was a bit lower on them, but Posthuman X, they have their song mastered. You just want to be able to lift that volume up, and mastering's super easy. It's not meant to be a difficult task. You're just caring very much about the volume and raising it up. You can adjust some minor EQ settings from there if you want to, but yeah, it's not too difficult to work with mastering. Now, with that being said, like I said before, song construction is great. Everything around, the editing and mix, all that seemed to work very nicely. So now it's just finishing the job from there, right? And, like I said, I wish you guys the best. You guys got a great start going. I would say probably have a much more entertaining lyric video, because just seeing the words and not really much of a background is like, well, but that's okay. You guys can work with that in the future. But keep moving forward. You guys are doing a great job. You just keep yourselves moving in the right direction, okay? Anyways, with this video, I do have a React chart that I made of my own, that you requested. So what happens in this React chart, for those that don't know? Well, I never rate any song based on a 1 to 10 scale. I always rate it based on how heavy or soft the song is through the aggression scale. And you can send a soft song to me, that's not a problem. I'm not opposed to any soft songs. I do enjoy some of them, actually. And I also based it on the balance, whether a song is more on the mainstream side or if it's more on the technical side where you're using different time signatures and stuff like that. And I also focus on the quality, whether a song is focused way more on the mixing side or the song construction side. And with this song, Tause Sirener, it is definitely heavy. There's no question about it. It really hit the mark on the songwriting, with all those heavy breakdowns and whatnot. The ending breakdown was really good. So you guys did a really good job with that. The balance, I wasn't too sure whether it was going to go mainstream or technical. It definitely was all in 4/4 time, if I'm not mistaken. So I was more so on the mainstream side, but there was some interesting things that I found it to be technical as well, with the drum fills and stuff like that. So I kind of kept it in the middle for that, because I still wasn't really sure what way to go with that. And as far as the quality goes, since you guys still need to work with mastering, the song construction side was more of a focus right there. So so that's my balanced out chart of the song. And like I said, I hope you guys, do whatever you can to move forward and keep up the good work, of course, all right? And if you, my friends, are in a rock or metal band and you have a song that you want to submit to me, go to the Fiverr link down below in the description. I will say that I might not be as available for the next couple of months or so because I'm currently working on Devoted Fusion's new album. We are still in progress with all of the edits that are going on, and everything is coming along very nicely, but I will keep you guys up to date on availability as far as that goes. Feel free to go to the links down below, Instagram and whatnot, to see more of the updates, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.